Esse cara aí tem doença. 170 partidas. Aqui, ó. Ah, o problema é que tá em inglês, hein, Choco?
Great carry potential, is one of the funnest champions in the game, and when mastered has a lot of potential to outplay the opponents. So in this video I'll teach you everything there is to know about her, tips and tricks, interesting interactions and more. So let's start by diving
Jogo, tá faltando você fazer um vídeo desse daqui, hein, Jogo? Tá faltando, hein? Um videozinho desse daqui do Coringa.
Any direction. Each ability also gives her a charge, boosting her
isso daqui é introdução, isso daqui a gente sabe. Dicas com
dealing extra damage to enemies on the edge. After hitting an enemy, you can recast this ability, making Ambessa slam down her blades, dealing bonus damage to the first enemy hit. When Riot says first enemy hit, they actually mean the closest enemy. That can be a minion. When Riot says first enemy hit, they actually mean the closest enemy. That can be a minion or another champion. And for the rune sudden impact, for the people that don't know, sudden impact deals bonus true damage on your next ability after a dash. So really good on Ambessa. It works the same. So the closest enemy will actually get more than twice the damage. So to deal the most damage to an enemy, you should really make sure there's nothing in between you and the enemy champion you want to target. Especially when you are trying to
o Q2 dela dá mais dano no cara mais próximo dela, seja Minion ou Campeão.
Speaking of poke, since Ambessa has a free dash with every ability, you can get some nice pokes off in lane. All you have to do is just Q1 and dash away, then you can do the same thing again with Q2. You can even poke enemies under tower like that. Just Q and dash away. That tower hit me. You know why? You know why? Because I did it the wrong way to show you there's actually a correct way of poking enemies under tower that really lowers the chance of you getting hit by a tower shot. All you have to do is really pay attention to the tower shots. If you hit an enemy before the tower started shooting, it will instantly target you and you will get hit way faster. But if you start hitting an enemy while a tower shot is traveling to a minion, you have significantly more time before you get targeted by the tower.
Caralho, vocês sabiam disso daqui, viado? Eu não sabia disso, papo reto. Tipo assim, a torre quando está dando auto-ataque, tem jeitos de vocês como laners evitar pegar o agro, evitar tomar o hit da torre. Vocês não sabiam nada, para. Isso daqui não é Dercy não, não é Gugu não. Olha isso. Se você hita o champion inimigo quando a torre ela terminou de dar o auto-ataque e tá pronta para dar o próximo, ela já insta, troca e buff, te marreta. Tá ligado? Não sabia, juro. Que doideira, velho.
Your Q will be cast at the end
Esse cara
of
é bom,
the
hein,
flash
mano?
animation. So it's really good to Q and then flash to give your enemies no time to react. But note that if you Q and then flash to a different direction, your Q will follow the direction you faced after your flash. So sometimes it's still better to flash and then Q to hit the enemies you want to hit. When Ambessa casts her Q, it will be interrupted if she's killed before the ability fully completes. However, if she has a revive like Guardian Angel and Zillions are, your ability will still go through even though you died. Now her W tips and tricks, but before we continue, I just want to say that I work really hard on these videos the moment I come back from either school or work. I legit write, record and edit all these videos by myself and I put my heart and soul into these videos. So the only thing I'm asking is please consider subscribing if you like the video so far. That's it, thank you very much.
Caramba, que cara fofo, mano, gente fina, né? Ele faz escola ainda, é criança.
From an enemy champion, large monster, or structure before smashing the ground, she will deal extra damage. To trade effectively in lane, aim to use your W while the enemy is planning to attack you. This will help you land extra damage and make your trades overall stronger. But when you see enemies with perma-damage abilities like Mordekaiser's passive or Amumu's W, make sure you start your W inside their damage area to get a guaranteed empowered W off. Since if you start your W outside the damage area while jumping into it, it will not empower your W. You can use flash during the passive dash animation of your W, but that's not ideal, because there's a high chance you will cancel your dash animation short by flashing. So instead use W, choose the direction you want to dash, and before you even start dashing, use flash. This way you cannot cancel your dash short, making sure you maximize the distance traveled. And just like your Q, your W will get cancelled if you die during the animation. But with the Resurrect, your W slam will not get cancelled. Also, Tiamat works.
As legendas deles estão muito boas, hein?
If you try to activate Tiamat at the exact moment you use your W, it will not trigger. However, if you wait until near the end of the W animation, Tiamat will activate right after the W slam. If you use Tiamat during the middle of the W animation, both the slam and Tiamat will occur at the same time. Understanding this timing will really help you maximize your damage output in fights. Bro, just look at the DPS difference. Now let's go to her E. Ambessa whips her chains in a
Cara, eu achei esse E dela muito podre, sabia?
Enemies,
Essa porra é uma merda, mano.
Trigger an additional strike. Now that you have seen Ambessa's basic abilities, there's one major thing she's lacking.
Mano, é um segundo o slow disso. Tipo, é um segundo, mano. Um segundo.
Kit. Bro, she doesn't have a strong crowd control in her basic abilities, so because of this, Ambessa has to really rely on perfect positioning to win fights. Firstly, you need crazy positioning to deal as much damage as you can to the enemies, especially since Q1 deals more damage with the outer edge, and for Q2 there must be nothing in between you and the enemy champion you want to damage. Secondly, your passive is a really powerful tool to dodge enemy abilities, so if you really master the flow of her passive dashes, you will receive way less damage in fights. Ambessa is not that champ that can just stun someone and kill that person in stun duration. You really need a lot of skill to make her work. Your E doesn't really have a cast time, you know?
Concordo.
So look, this is what I mean. If you use E,
tipo,
then Q, there's
a Ambessa, ela não é essa personagem ogra, tipo Renekton, tipo, sei lá, Darius, em que ela vai melee, dá W, Q e R, buff, matou, tá ligado? Não, você precisa dar vários e vários cliques, desviar de várias e várias coisas pra fazer funcionar, tá ligado?
delay between both abilities. But look, if you use Q and then E, it will proc at the same exact time. Did you see? Even the game registered both abilities under the same damage counter. So if you buy Eclipse, for example, it will instantly proc. This even works with items like Tiamat, and if you time it super well, you can even use your E during an auto attack. So mastering the timing of your E will greatly increase your DPS since there's no time wasted. Noobs will auto attack, E, auto attack. Pros, however, will auto attack E, auto attack. Same combo, different DPS. Also, if you flash right after the first spin, but before the second spin begins, you can actually start your auto attack animation during the second spin animation. So knowing all this, this might be the most advanced Ambessa combo there is, with like 2 animation cancels in 1 second or something. Trust me, this took me like an hour to do. So if you manage to do it, please send me proof on Discord. Or even if you just have a simple question, you can just ping me in general chat. I really wouldn't mind. I like talking to you guys. And lastly, her R. Ambessa passively gains armor penetration and heals from her abilities. For the active part, Ambessa becomes unstoppable. Blinking.
Não, fazer aquele combo ali que ele deu, eu consigo fazer, né? Mas dentro do jogo já é mais difícil, né? O cara fez no custom game. Dentro do jogo, às vezes nem é necessário, né? Às vezes o arroz com feijão é superior.
Them to deal damage and applying a stun. Ambessa is another great champion because she has crazy stats like certain champions.
Caralho.
But she's really great because she has so much potential to outplay others. And it takes her a rather long time to kill someone because she has shit scalings on her abilities. Also, because she doesn't have CC, she has no way to lock an enemy down before guaranteeing her R.
I'm gonna alter just to... Oh, I think I missed my ult.
I guess something that you can do slow an enemy down.
Eu odeio que ela não tenha dash pela parede, tá ligado? Eu acho que alguma coisa dela tinha que dar o dash, fora o R, né? Só que o R, ele precisa acertar em alguém. Ter algum campeão inimigo do outro lado. Boa de Diana. Baniram ela, foda. Pereca, né, cara?
I'm gonna alter just to... Oh, I think I missed my ult.
I guess something that you can do is slow an enemy down with your E to have a higher chance to land your R. So that's something, I guess. When using Ambessa's ultimate, you'll always land on the opposite side of the target you've blinked to. However, there's a useful thing to note. When casting your R near a turret, much like Yasuo's ultimate, you'll automatically be positioned just outside of that turret's range. This slight repositioning can really help you avoid taking unnecessary tower shots.
Legal, isso é a mesma coisa do que o Yasuo, né, como ele falou.
However, there's a useful thing to note. When casting your R near a turret, much like Yasuo's ultimate, you'll automatically be positioned just outside of that turret's range. This light repositioning can really help you avoid taking unnecessary tower shots.
Isso é da hora,
Obviously,
mano.
when you get CC'd, you cannot use your R. But if you already started using your R, it won't get cancelled. So if you see champions like Morgana or Lux with a predictable CC, you can start channeling your R, and even if you get hit by their CC, you will still blink behind them. When you use Ambessa's R on an enemy with a spell shield, you will still blink to the enemy's position, but the spell shield will block the damage and CC effect. Of course, after the blink, you can still use your passive dash right after to reposition yourself better. Also, if you miss your R completely, you still used an ability, right? So you can still dash thanks to your passive. You can still hit an enemy with your R even if they are invisible, and it will reveal them for the whole R duration, which is so strong.
Cara, Ai, eu fiz as runas, graças a Deus. Eu acho ela uma personagem legal, tá ligado? A gameplay é muito foda, mas eu achei ela difícil pra caralho. Tipo, enquanto você, por exemplo, é um Lee Sin, você dá QRQ, você tá mech, tá ligado? Você já fez tudo na teamfight. Agora ela, você precisa fatiar, picar, tacar, fritar ovo frito, tá ligado? Passar orégano. Mano, é muita coisa. É difícil.